This data presented was created by Alexa Cabello and Alan Gomez, and today we're going to talk about aquaponics and the reasons of why it is a better way of agriculture than others. So what is aquaponics? Well, the first thing we need to know is that it is a perfect combination of two different types of agriculture, which are hydroponics and aquaculture. Also, that agriculture is the human manipulation of the capture and flow of energy in ecosystems. And what that means is that we as humans farm to produce food. Aquaponics has been a form of agriculture for many years. As we can read from the information provided, Aztecs and Egyptians used aquaponics and were two very powerful societies because they knew how to use their resources in the most effective way. How is aquaponics different than hydroponics and aquaculture? Hydroponics is a type of agriculture using water without the use of soil to grow crops. The water used in this system is thrown as waste and then refilled with clean water. The water that has been thrown to waste is polluted due to pesticides and fertilizers that have been used. This causes eutrophication, algal blooms causing anaerobic conditions in water. Aquaculture also uses water to grow fish. Farmers use antibiotics and hormones for a faster yield. Farmers make a pond to grow these fish, but when the anaerobic conditions get really extreme, they need to make another pond and bring more clean water for the growth of the fish. While this cycle continues, the leftover water is also polluted by the fish's waste. There are many forms of aquaculture that may hurt native species by introducing invasive species, which may also bring foreign pathogens. Aquaponics is the perfect combination of these two forms of agriculture because it can grow both fish and plants without the use of soil and by recycling water using a nitrogen cycle that will be explained later in the presentation. This form of agriculture has to be sustainable. If not, the system collapses. How does the system collapse? Well, the system collapses because if pesticides are introduced into the system, then the fish that are helping with what is considered to be the fertilizers of the plants are going to be killed. If we introduce antibiotics into the fish culture, then the plants are going to die because of the chemicals in the recycled water. The nitrogen cycle in aquaponics uses two external energy inputs. One, a light source, and two, food for fish. The cycle starts with fish waste, that is ammonia, in the fish tank. This water with ammonia is absorbed by the aerator pump and is deposited into the grow beds that contain clay expanded rocks. These rocks contain bacteria that fixes ammonia into nitrite and nitrate. These are used by the plants as fertilizers. The water gets filtered by the plant and goes back to the fish tank without ammonia. Ammonia is very toxic to fish if the levels are too extreme. This is the aquaponic system we use to grow our plants. It consists of LED lights and light stand to have better control of the plant yield. The grow beds, which contain clay expanded rocks, and the plants that were grown. The clay expanded rocks have pores that are shelter for bacteria that break down the ammonia into nitrite and nitrate. This system also has the fish tank, which obviously contains the fish and the automatic feeder to feed the fish if away on vacation. In this photo, you can see the aerator pump that pumps the water with the ammonium waste from the fish into the grow beds via the inlet pipe. The outlet pipes then return the processed clean water, as mentioned before, back into the tank using the siphon bell system that will be mentioned next.
Basic parts: a reservoir, the bell, and a riser. Here's how it works. As the water fills the reservoir, the surface of the water is equally exposed to atmospheric pressure. Outside the bell, it's exposed to the atmosphere from the open top of the reservoir, and inside the bell, it's exposed to atmospheric pressure through the empty riser tube. As the water rises, it eventually forms a seal over the riser tube inside the bell, closing off the bell's connection to the atmospheric pressure. As the water falls through the riser pipe, it creates a vacuum inside the bell, drawing more water from the reservoir up and out. Eventually, the water level in the reservoir drops below the bell, allowing air to enter and breaking the siphon. As the remaining water drains from the riser, the pressure inside the bell returns to atmospheric and the process starts all over again. Here's a clip showing the entire process. Basic parts.
As we mentioned, aquaponics conserves water and is free of pollution due to the filtration system used in the nitrogen cycle. They also conserve space by using vertical systems so they may be used anywhere, even in small apartments that may not have a backyard. Aquaponics grows food faster because of the constant use of nitrate and nitrite produced by fish. Also, the control of light helps for a better and faster yield. It helps reduce impact on environment because it prevents a eutrophication and acidification that is harming all types of life and water. There has been an E. coli infection outbreak that started in California and expanded to other states in the United States. This has affected 43 people, 16 which were hospitalized, and one known case with kidney failure. The root of this foodborne illness has yet to be discovered, but what we do know about E. coli is that it comes from warm-blooded mammals, meaning that the manure used as a fertilizer might have been one of the reasons why romaine lettuce was contaminated. Another reason might be that the microbes in the irrigation system contaminated the lettuce with E. coli. The Centers for Disease Control, or CDC, recommend to know where your romaine lettuce comes from, but we recommend to know where all your food comes from. This is why we believe aquaponics is better because it can grow in the comfort of your own home. To resolve problems such as the E. coli outbreak, you might consider using aquaponic systems because full-blooded animals such as fish do not contain E. coli bacteria. The ammonia from the fish feces is processed by the bacteria in the clay-expanded rocks. The water from the fish tank that contains the ammonia is deposited directly into the grow beds so that the water never comes in contact with the edible parts of the plant. To have a safer, more appropriate system, we used materials that are certified food safe by the FDA to ensure that harmful chemicals or toxins do not pollute the water source. If not used, then the system might fail.